Welcome to SODO Creations, where we make your imagination a reality. I am so excited for this video today because it's my anniversary. I am happy to share how I set up our anniversary dinner. And yes, I know I didn't tell you how long I've been married. You'll have to watch the video to the end to find out how long. Now, no cheating. Don't go to the end and then come right back. Okay? So the video has several parts to it. I show you how I make all the flowers for the backdrop, and I explain how I put the balloons together as well, because I had someone ask me in a couple of videos back how exactly I inflate and put the balloons together, and there's several tips in there to help you when you're making a garland for yourself. Please like the video, subscribe, go back and watch some of my other videos, and why not follow me on Instagram as well. Thank you so much, and let's jump right in.
It is the next morning and we are going to work on our balloons. I have red balloons in 16 inch, 11 inch, and 5 inch. I also have pink balloons, same sizes, 16, 11, and 5. And I have a light yellow as well in 16, 11, and 5. I have a balloon pump right here. You definitely need that. So we'll start by inflating two 11-inch balloons. The pump makes it so much easier to inflate so you're not running out of breath trying to inflate all these balloons, if of course it's your career. So I'm inflating and tying them together. I have a little helper. Now I'll explain my process here in just a few seconds. So we have two 11-inch balloons. You want to seal the top of the pump and push down on that blue part of the pump. Now I push down on each balloon as I inflate so I get a rounded shape on the balloon. To tie the balloons, you want to tie them as close to each other as possible as you stretch out the balloon necks so you have that long neck, because it'll come in handy later on. Let's do this one more time. Seal the top of the pump. You're pushing down on that left side of the pump because that's what inflates both sides. The right side doesn't really do anything. You can't inflate on that side alone. So you need the left for the right to work. So we put a seal, inflate, and we're going to push down on the balloon as we deflate, slowly deflate, to create that rounded effect. I'm showing that again on my arm right there. Now to tie both together, you want to pull them, stretch it out, and make a couple of knots. So you're going to just tie and pull. See that long neck? That's exactly what you're looking for. Now we continue to inflate our balloons, and I'm going to just repeat the step again just to make sure you get what I'm saying. We push down, let some air out as we're pushing in to create that rounded effect, and we're going to pull on those necks to make the balloons as close as possible. You're gonna wrap it around and tie your knot. See how close those two balloons are, and you have that stretchy neck right there. See, I have pairs of balloons. To connect them, we're going to cross them over each other and just twist them around each other so they can form what we call a quad, which is 4 balloons. There you go. I'll show you how I do that again. Now I have a 16-inch balloon. I'm using the 16-inch as at the very end of the garland. I have a 16 and 11. I'm going to do the same method to inflate. As you can see, we let the 16-inch inflate a little bit longer, of course. Let a little air out as we push in to create somewhat of a rounded effect. Now we pull on the necks to tie the 2 balloons as close as we can, and there you go. We create the knot, and you can see the necks right there. We have a pair, another pair. We're going to overlap them and just twist them together to form what I call a quad. So I'll show you how I connect the quads later on in the video. Now this pump has 2 little connectors that you can use. They're just twisted on right there, and those are meant to inflate the 5-inch balloons. So what I do is you connect them onto the part of the balloon that you used, the part of the pump that you used to inflate the balloons. And I'm going to demonstrate how I inflate the 5-inch balloons in red. Like I said, you need to push down on the left side in order for both balloons to inflate. Now, the 5-inch balloons are a lot easier to tie. I don't need my pinky for that. And we'll do that again. Same method, deflate to create that rounded effect. Tie them as close as you can to give you that neck. Connect 2 pairs to make a quad. You just twist them together, and there you have it. We are going to work on inflating all our balloons. I'm moving you back here so you can see how I assemble all the balloons, but first we're going to inflate a couple more. I have another shade that I need to use in the balloons, but we have the 5-inch red that will assemble again. So I bought this pack of pale yellow, and I was looking more of a blush color. It's actually called a blush, and I'm asking my little helper there, what do you think of this color? When you inflate it, you can see the color in the bag looks a lot darker, and I inflated it just to see if it would work, and it seemed like it would, but if I had to make any change on this backdrop, it would be that color right there. I would probably go with something actually more blush or even a rose gold, but I went with it and it turned out okay. So now we are going to assemble the 5-inch balloons in that same pale yellow color. Like you saw, I switched my nozzle, I'll call it, so I can get some of those 5 inches inflated. I used this beautiful garland for another backdrop and decided to repurpose the light pink balloons to use for this backdrop. Now, it's one thing to intertwine the balloons to create the garland, but it's a lot of work to unwind or put apart this garland. It took me way longer than it appears on the video, but I was able to pretty much use up all the light pink balloons. I had to cut up some of the ones that were tied because it was not a clustered garland. I had to pretty much cut off the color I didn't want that were tied to the light pink, but I was able to pretty much build the light pink shade by tying pairs together like you see, and then forming my quads. And there you go, I have several quads from that. It's time to assemble my garland. Quad in the red, that's gonna be the end of my balloon garland, and I attach my other quad by simply intertwining them together like we did with the quad. We're gonna do that with each quad. What we did with 2 pairs is gonna be what we're gonna do with the quads. So you kind of twist them into each other, and trust me, they're not going anywhere once they're intertwined together. So there you have what I call a cluster. Let's repeat the process. You take 2 quads and you intertwine. You might need a little bit of elbow action and maybe some hip, as you see there. Looks like a little dance, but once you get it twisted through, you pretty much find a long neck from one quad. That's what we worked so hard at the beginning of this part of the video to do, is you look through, find a long neck, and you're simply going to tie those 2 necks together to connect your garland. So we have right there, you can see where it's tied. It looks like it's gonna snap, but it does not go anywhere. This will last you even weeks and it will not come apart. So there we have 2 clusters tied together. I'm just trying to figure out the height if I need any more balloons. I'm using that same hip elbow action to connect my quads. and another two quads to form a cluster. And I am going to find a neck in one cluster and the other, and we're going to simply tie them together. The process it gets easier as you do it. I'm talking to my husband, who brings me another little helper, and the fun continues. So here we are going to attach the red cluster to the pink cluster with the same method of using the necks of the balloons. So just twist them together. He's trying to help me to hand me the balloon and clapping for himself as he's being such a good helper, and his sister's coming to help as well. So I tie both colors together, and you notice that once I tie them, I have to figure out how tall I want the clusters to fit. Now I need my third color. I'm going to attach it with the same method, and we're going to see if we're right about where we want it. And I noticed that I need more length to the balloon garland, because what I'm trying to do with this is create half of a heart shape. So I have to pretty much cut off that piece that I attached to extend the pink and also extend some of the light yellow. So I'm attaching 6 balloons there. I had a quad plus a pair. I'm going to attach it to the pink to extend my garland, and I have so much help today with setting up this backdrop. Now we're going to work on extending the pale yellow balloons. We'll inflate a few more just to attach it to that end of the balloon. Now, looks like we need more than what I have, so I do a little dance because I'm getting distracted by these two and trying to entertain them at the same time. So we're making another pair, and I have a quad right there. I hope you're able to learn a little bit about how I put these balloon garlands together. I'll find time to make another tutorial on different methods of attaching, because you can also use 260s and you can also use fishing line to connect garlands together. So now I look at my length and I think I got it right where I need it to be, but I have to extend that yellow just so it'll cover my floral foam that you see back there, so no one can see, and then just see the flowers extending to the bottom. So here we go, attaching that and making sure that that balloon right there covers the floral foam and it can't be seen. And go back and forth. So I want that 16-inch that's on the very tip of the red balloon to point to the end, just because it creates that nice effect. I'm inflating a few more 11-inch red balloons so I can add some volume to the bottom of that garland right there. A couple more, and this time I'm going to use some 260s because I don't need much in one place. I figured I need 2 and then another 2, so I use that 260 balloon, attach both just to fill in where you can't see that backdrop over there. I just twist it through and there you go. make sure that 16-inch balloon points to the very tip of my garland. Now it's time for me to create more of a filler to the garland. So my base is done, and all I'm doing is using the 5-inch balloons to decorate my garland to give it more of an organic effect. It already somewhat looks organic because it has a couple of different size balloons, but I'm just filling in to create that organic look. Let's keep going.